Oh, we're back, right? Zoom.
I told her, tell me when you're ready. The principal is here. They're ready.
Okay.
Whenever.
All righty, folks, let's begin the meeting with the regular agenda items. So first we have certificates of recognition. First up is Mr. Davis Pizzoni, and then we'll move to the Gonzalez track team. Let me get up there.
Through the
And-
chair, I'll just report out on the closed session item that the council conferred with legal counsel and no other reportable action was taken.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Michael, for keeping me straight now. Alejandro, will you please help me with this certificate, please? I saw one, there's something. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Okay.
Dennis.
So we have a certificate for Davis Pisoni from Palma High School Cross Country. On behalf of the City Council of the City of Gonzales, we would like to express our congratulations for a phenomenal season, setting records and placing 84th out of 210 participants in the state meet. We are very proud of your accomplishments and for representing your school community and families with the highest degree of integrity, dignity, and sportsmanship.
Thank you. And I didn't realize Mark was your dad. How did he keep looking so boyish? Would you like to say something? No, thank you. No. Oh, yes, let's go up here. Right here.
Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yes. I'm here, Major. There you go.
Next is our cross-country team for Gonzales. I believe they took league title this year.
So on behalf of the City Council of the City of Gonzales, we would like to express our congratulations for winning the PCAL Santa Lucia Championship and earning an All-League First Team Honors. We are very proud of your accomplishments and for representing your school community and families with the highest degree of integrity, dignity, and sportsmanship. Once again, congratulations and go Spartans. Victor. So Victor Fierros. There you go, Victor. He's over here. He's over here in front of you.
You sneaking around? Thank you. And here you go. Here's your certificate. Here's the gift certificate from Luigi's. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Cooper Martin. From the Yeah.
Go up there, please.
Alex Hernandez. Next, we have Brandy Ochoa. From your.
Go ahead.
Then we have Aiden Borgnonga. Sorry if I'm.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sorry. Next, we have Jael Hernandez. Jael Hernandez. Adriel Lambert. And lastly, Etanil McFarland. They're all at the front.
And I just want to say, you know, what they do is really amazing because as a basketball coach, if they couldn't get the boys' attention, all I have to say is, gentlemen, on the line, we're starting to run. Oh, coach, make that two. Anybody want to go for three? And so when these guys actually do it because they like to, wow. Oh, the coaches, we had the coaches here today. Daniel, who else is here? Mike.
I have the certificates here.
Oh, okay.
For Coach Margie Daniels. Stick around. Okay. Assistant Coach Mike Ramirez.
Dennis, could you say a few words about your team today? Or Mike?
Good evening, everyone. Before I say a few words, Liz and Lorraine, I loved your performance on Saturday. Great job.
And I also have a certificate for Principal Keith Torban.
Yay! Thorban. So Mr. Thorban is our new principal, and he has been an amazing support of our program and me as a coach. And I really wanted to make sure that he was also recognized because he helped us get new uniforms and made sure that I got transportation to take him to practice, out of town. So thank you, Mr. Thorban. This is a very special group. They're all scholar athletes. But in addition to winning the league, they also earned 6 first all-team league honors. Our young lady over here, Audrey Lambert, she is my first female since 2019 to earn all league and qualify for CCS. We had 4 qualify for CCS. And congratulations, Davis. We were cheering for you the entire season, by the way. That was me cheering. So we cheer for our own Gonzalez. But one thing, things that you should know about this group is that they did more than run, which is hard. I don't know if they liked what we did, but we loved what we accomplished. But they're involved in FFA, sports medicine, youth council. They work part-time. So this is a very, very special group and the most fun, and they deserve every bit of recognition. So congratulations, boys. I'm very proud.
Oh. Be photobombing you. I need my step stool. I need my step stool. Is Mary taking your picture, Michael? Okay, I can see. Yeah, I got everybody. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Right this mic. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. There you go. More than enough. And people keep it back.
And just as a side note, everyone, this is Liz. Just want to let you know that Luigi's, Bandit Luigi's has donated a gift card to each of these athletes tonight. So don't forget to thank Ben when you go to Luigi's.
Amen for Ben. Well, that definitely never gets old. It's always the highlight of this, of my time here on this council. It's always great to recognize the young people that represent our community, and they do it so well. Moving on, item from the public not on the agenda. Any member of the public may address the council for a period not to exceed 2 minutes on any item not on the agenda. The council will listen to all communications, but will take no action and make no comment. The podium is open. Got one.
I've been here before regarding this issue, but since it's not on the agenda, you're saying, I got 2 minutes. And I wanted to talk about the speed bumps or I'm not sure what else to call them, traffic control or, and the city was nice enough to send me a notice that it looks like the police department it was designated for them, but it's $30,000 grant for activities to keep the community safe, including traffic. And the issue is, I've been here, I came here a few months ago, and I've been working with Patrick, your Director of Public Works and engineer. And we initially started with me going out and picking up a petition from 2 or 3 of the streets that surround me there on Del Monte. And it had to do with the speed bumps. And you heard this issue, you heard me talk about it. And the only reason that I'm here, and I just want to make sure this thing doesn't fall through the cracks, since he's no longer here. He sent me an email the other Friday telling me that the cost estimate for doing the speed bumps, both at Del Monte, my street, and then also Fairview. And I think that's fine. And he and I had been talking about that. And initially started with him asking me if I could pick up 80% of the signatures of the residents in my neighborhood or two or 3 of the streets. And I picked up 100%. So there's a lot of concern about the speed. And unfortunately, our street is that street that takes from the parking lot of the high school. Ever since I went to high school there, it's the same street. And everybody's going to go from there to try to get 101. And unfortunately, they go kind of fast. So I want you to remember that. That's why I'm here today. All right?
All right, Mr. Reno, that was 2 minutes. All right. Anyone else?
No.
See no one rushes the podium, then I'll go ahead and ask, is it Marisol on Zoom? Marisol, do we have any comments via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Alejandrina, or was it Mary? Any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back for additional council. Consent agenda. So if you've had an opportunity to review items 6 through 9, if there's any items that need to have additional questions to have you feel a little better about whatever it is that we're looking at, please ask to have them pulled now. Anyone? Yes, Lorraine?
I just wanted to ask about item number 9.
Item number 9, okay. What was it that you wanted to ask?
So,
Microphone.
sorry. I thought that we decided not to do that. Is this new, the Boys and Girls Club?
Staff has been tasked with looking at different organizations that can support us with the programming at the teen center with low cost. Actually, Jose Moran from Boys and Girls Club is here today if you have any additional questions, but we were able to work something out where they would provide a low cost services and supports for the first 5 months at a low cost. I think staff is recommending that because it will really help us get the gears going. We do also have Olinga Wings of Knowledge also committed to an additional day of free of cost. And we're still in talks with Hartnell and CSUMB and others about additional programming days. So it will help us ensure that we have programming as we open the center. And then from there, council could determine more days, less days, however we want it to work out. But this will help us ensure we're ready to go on day 1.
Great, thank you.
And no other questions, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve consent agenda as presented tonight.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to item number 10. I am long-winded, but not that long-winded. So,
Yes, I'll read.
please, if you would, this is building codes, and I'm not sure why we just can't say update building codes, but I'm not gonna argue with anyone, but
They need the
if
minutia.
they need the minutia, let's give them the minutia.
Okay, item 10 on tonight's agenda, introduce, waive reading, and read by title only ordinance number 2025-154. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gonzales repealing Chapter 11.04 of the Gonzales City Code titled California Building Codes and adopting a new Chapter 11.04 titled California Building Codes. Okay. I don't think there's any typos in there. And adopting by reference the 2025 edition of the California Building Standard Codes, California Administrative Code Part 1, California Building Code Volumes 1 and 2, Part 2, with exceptions and appendix chapters H, I, and J, California Residential Code Part 2.5, appendix chapters B, F, and CI, California Electrical Code Part 3, California Mechanical Code Part 4, California Plumbing Code Part 5, California Energy Code Part 6, California Wildland Urban Interface Code Part 7, California Historical Building Code Part 8, California Fire Code Part 9, with exceptions in all appendix chapters, California Existing Building Code Part 10, California Green Building Standards Code Part 11, California Reference Standards Code Part 12, and adopting the 2024 International Property Maintenance Code and the 1997 Uniform Code for the Abatement of Dangerous Buildings. Staff report.
Goodness gracious, and to the mayor's point, what is the purpose of this? Well, it's to have the city of Gonzales stay current with state of California building codes and safety codes that are updated and revised every 3 years. And I guess we're obligated to read it once. It also provides us an opportunity to allow local enhancements and modifications to these state codes. And this year, the new changes give priority to elevating levels of fire and emergency safety standards throughout the state. And the next slide, just a couple bullets here that there's new, that's a little farther, there we go, new seismic safety standards ensuring buildings will be designed utilizing latest technology, reducing loss in the event of an earthquake, and energy efficient standards for electric and solar powered homes, and some changes to heating, ventilation, and air conditioning requirements. And also requirements for non-residential buildings regarding battery energy storage systems ready for new construction. And so just at the end here, the city's fire chief is also recommending several local amendments to the model California Fire Code in order to maintain high level of fire protection that the city currently provides, including requirement for fire sprinklers in new commercial and residential occupancies. And there will be a little expense upon adopting this, in that each local jurisdiction is required to have a paper set of copy of the new California codes on their shelves. And this will run us about $2,000 and come from the Building Services Fund, from fees we collect at the front counter. And with that, thank you, Councilwoman Silva, for having read that. But staff recommends that the City Council introduce, waive reading, and read by the title only, which through council has already been done, I believe. Ordinance number 2025-154. An ordinance removing and replacing chapter 11.04.
At this point, I'll go ahead and open it up to the public for any public comment before I bring it back for council discussion. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this item? You have a 2-minute period, and please come on up.
To stampede.
A little stampede, huh? Okay. Marisol, via Zoom, do we have any comments?
No comments via Zoom.
Do we have any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Okay, now I'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back for council discussion, or if there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve? Just, it's just a, yeah.
It's just to inform us?
No.
It's waive
We
reading.
introduced it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
My apologies.
that's okay.
My fault too. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
And second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on. Miss,
Great, thank you. We'll queue up the next PowerPoint presentation.
Item number 11, public hearing to introduce, waive reading, and read by title only ordinance number 2025-155, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gonzales, California, amending Chapter 12.56, Summary of Zoning Districts and Permitted Uses of Title 12, Part 3, Zoning Districts. Staff report.
Thank you very much. This item was proposed amendments to allow additional uses in the industrial zone. Was also previewed by the Planning Commission on November 24th, and they're recommending full council approval of this item, please. So the location are in the gray areas here, the industrial district, the ag district, the ag park, and also where the winery and Braga are along Alta there in the 101. So the changes here are only in the industrial district. And on the next slide, the purpose of these is really to incentivize investment in the city's industrial park, to find new interest on long vacant, underutilized, some of the smaller properties, industrial properties. And there's a potential here to alleviate the residential neighborhood crush of extra vehicles and personal storage needs. And we'll expand on that in just a moment. And also part of the purpose is to enable a more streamlined permitting process for the additions and changes. So just a touch of background, the community is really unpleasantly aware that the city has no available land areas to accept mini storage and RV recreational vehicle storage. And as we know, neighborhood character in many of these instances are being defined by extra vehicles blocking driveways, parking in front yards, crushing landscapes, preventing safe passage of pedestrians on sidewalks, sometimes even forcing walkers and children to enter the street. And the next slide just shares how code enforcement has been problematic, as really our citizens don't have much of a local option to store their RVs in town or to meet their personal storage needs. So just to continue on that, the industrial district has a few vacant parcels and available properties to potentially affect positive change, potentially I want to say, for the city's residential neighborhoods, and to affect increased investment and economic return in the industrial district. So next slide. So with my economic development director hat on, there's a few suggestions here on enhancements we can add as new uses to the, it's an old slide deck. Sorry, Carmen. to the district here, which would be to permit recreational vehicle and storage yards, would be to permit a mini storage or self-storage unit, and would be to permit a type of retail sales that's kind of in keeping with the heavy nature of the industrial district. We don't want dress shops or children's clothing or something like that, but something of a, hardware store or personal protective equipment for the industrial district. And also to permit medical services. I would not want our code to get in the way if someone wanted to provide an urgent care facility. That doesn't take much land, and it would be a great utility if there's an injury in the industrial district that we have something pretty close. And also to permit caretaker or live-work dwelling units. And that's like a single caretaker overseeing a service yard. And so just quickly with the next table here, these changes and all these words here are really to change or just to add, change from conditional uses to permitted uses. The uses I've just elaborated on the screen here: RVs, vehicle sales, a little bit of retail. On the next slide, just quickly, is staff engaged in a environmental review. It's an addendum. It kind of attaches to the city's EIR from 2010. Not much of the circumstances have changed as far as industrial neighborhoods since 2010. Excuse me, we've had development in 2010, but the context of the city wanting to support local businesses and have them thrive and use vacant properties, that hasn't changed. So the next two slides, and also included in the ordinance that you're being asked to waive and read, were environmental findings. The next slide shows that there was also findings made for amending the zoning code that staff and the planning commission they're consistent with the industrial manufacturing general plan land use designation. The next slide, just quickly as we go, is the staff and the planning commission believe that these amendments will be beneficial and not detrimental to public health safety. Just basically, if we can allow someone to invest in recreational vehicle equipment storage or mini storage, that would support decongestion of some of our public streets and residential areas by providing a legal designated storage area, potentially improving neighborhood visual and traffic concerns. Clarified that the residential uses could be, say, the little heavy duty and hardware type store, or one facility that has a combination of these with RV storage could be entertained. And the next slide are for the other three uses. I already spoke about medical services, not having a big impact to traffic generation, and the impact to public health and safety would be, I think, a benefit. And if you've got a caretaker or live work unit on property, that might have people be more comfortable with taking the RVs off of their property and storing it over there across town if somebody's watching it 24/7, that there's an on-site security person. So that's why I've added that as a suggestion to the city council, that we could enhance investment or an attraction to reuse some of our vacant properties in the industrial park. We're not talking about taking anything away from the big ag users. They hold those properties. They don't, but there are a few others there. And the next slide is pretty much just to come out with the conclusion that we recommend that you introduce, waive the reading, and act positively on the ordinance that's been attached, 2025-155. Do I need to say that, council here? An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gonzales, California, amending Chapter 12.56, Summary of Zoning Districts and Permitted Uses of Title 12, Part 3, Zoning Districts. So that's my presentation, and I can take questions if you have them.
Questions for staff before I open it up to the public? No? Okay, then I'll go ahead and open this item up for public comment. Excuse me, public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this item may do so at this time. You are limited to 2 minutes. And seeing no unrush or not hearing an unrush, I will ask Marisol if we have anyone via Zoom wishing to make a comment.
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you. Alejandrina, do we have any comments via email?
No comments via email.
No comments? No. Okay, thank you. Then we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back for council discussion, and that doesn't sound like we have a whole lot of discussion, but I'd like to entertain a motion for.
I'll say, I'd just like to say that I think this is a great opportunity for those RVs that are parked in residential areas to finally, find a place where they can store their RVs. I know it's been a ongoing issue and problem in our residential areas, and also for some RVs that are currently parked in businesses that now can easily move into a facility where they can properly be stored. So great, this is good news.
I agree. I definitely agree. So I need a, read by title only, well, you guys know the rehearsal.
I thought I did that already.
Oh, no, we need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we introduce waive reading, read by title only, ordinance number 2025-155 as presented.
Second. Oops.
I'll take Maria. She was a little quicker to the draw. So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carried. All right, moving on, wastewater treatment plant, report, update.
Mayor Megan, will go ahead and give us an update as to where the treatment plant is currently at and what's, planned for the near future.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Megan Panofsky. I'm with M&S Engineers. I've been serving as your wastewater program manager for about 1.5 years now. And I'm here to provide an update on the last city council meeting that I was here reporting on the status of the wastewater treatment plant. So as you know, I've been reporting in the last few council meetings, the wastewater treatment facility has been plagued with quite a few challenges. These are challenges that you guys have been hearing for quite some time about higher than typical groundwater, slow percolation due to the inability to regularly get in and rip the basins, the percolation basins, as well as the processing facilities ramping up production. Go ahead. So I wanted to do a look back and put together a little bit of a timeline of, the actions that we've been taking since last year when I was in front of you. And we constructed what we called the emergency basin, Basin D. And so in December of last year, we were struggling to have water percolate out at the existing plant. And so we constructed emergency basin D in the property next door that is the future industrial wastewater treatment facility property. By about mid-April in 2025, the percolation rate in that basin was starting to decline. And so we took another look at it, started looking into the water quality, and we developed a plan of action, which included draining basins, getting in, removing fines that had been building up over the years, and started proceeding down that road of draining a basin to get in and move forward. In July, we were still struggling to get rid of water. The basins were getting sealed off by biomass. We did remove 18 inches of fines from the emergency basin at the existing municipal plant that is taking water still, although slowly. In August, we also constructed some flood lanes, again, on the industrial wastewater treatment plant site. Those are still in use. Every time one dries out enough, we scrape it and rip it and put more water in it. In September, we did install a spray field on the wastewater treatment plant property. That one wasn't able to be used very frequently, and so it was actually promptly removed about a month later. And the water board was not in favor of us spraying in that location. So that was another reason why it was removed. We also began investigating the dechlor and the bioaugmentation. And in October, we started using the new infiltration basins at the industrial wastewater treatment facility. And as of November, we started pumping from those infiltration basins at the new plant, the future plant, into one of the treatment ponds to get it to perk there. So we've been kind of moving from pond to pond, trying to keep up with the effluent. And as we've been digging into this issue, it really is coming down to really 4 major issues. The first overarching being its aging infrastructure. We have the influent flow rate, which I will go into each of these in a little bit more detail in my presentation, as well as water quality, and then of course, effluent management. So I took a deep dive into the influent flow rate coming into the plant, and these are monthly averages that are plotted over time, going all the way back to 2019. And the dotted line is the trend line. And so as you can see, we've seen kind of a slight increase over the years of the influent flow rate coming into the plant. The red line on that graph is the 1.3 MGD that you guys are permitted for. And the yellow line is actually your average flow rate that your plant was designed for. So what have we been doing to address the influent flow rate? You guys have enacted the latest sewer ordinance. That should be coming into effect, I believe, mid of this month. We've been meeting regularly with the significant users and the processing facilities. Letters were issued to significant users, reminding them of the upcoming sewer ordinance requirements that they are going to be required to meet. And then cease and desist letters issued requiring adherence to the discharge requirements and allocations. Moving forward, we're going to continue that communication with those significant users and others, and monitoring as well. We're going to review and issue sewer ordinance permit applications that they will then be required to adhere to, and impose fines as required. Effluent management. So I've mentioned briefly earlier, like how we've been moving water, but just in the last few weeks, we were able to take down the new infiltration basins at the industrial wastewater treatment facility, pumping those down and into the treatment pond, the future treatment pond. And it took the water, and we were able to get in and actually hog out biomass from those new, from one of the new basins. It was about 6 to 12 inches deep. So we removed that and brought that back into service. So the city is now able to use that. And as of right now, we're pumping down that second basin to be able to get in tomorrow and do some ripping to then bring that one back into service as well. Moving forward, we're going to continue with that methodology of pumping down a basin to available land that can perk, and then ripping it and bringing it back into service. We are also looking into additional alternatives. I believe, Mr. Mayor, you brought up the Amaral property during the last city council meeting. So we are evaluating that possibility, and we're going to continue forward, making sure we're moving from basin to basin. So the water quality has kind of jumped to the forefront based off of the last updates that we provided in that the infiltration basins at the new plant became blocked within 3 weeks. So we did start the bioaugmentation that I had been presenting to you guys in previous council meetings. And we are dosing basins 3 through 6 right now. That gets a weekly treatment, and that'll assist in breaking down the sludge in those basins. We also did order a dechlorination skid that will be delivered in January. That'll get installed at the municipal plant, with the future installation and final installation being at the industrial plant. Ongoing, we are reviewing, and I'm currently reviewing a filtration setup that would go towards the back end of the plant and really treat the water to a good enough quality before it hits the ground. As that's how we're going to get ahead of this situation, is we're going to start filtering that water, getting it clean, and then we can start getting ahead. We're also looking at aeration improvements at the existing plant and sludge removal alternatives as well. So the next steps in the short term are, as I mentioned, looking at that filtration option. And then in the midterm, the install of the dechlorination system and improved aeration. And this is kind of just that summary of that action plan. So we're going to continue the bioaugmentation. We're going to continue draining, ripping, removing fines. We're going to, filter the effluent before it hits the ground. Excuse me. And we're going to install that dechlorination system, as well as implement any treatment improvements that are needed at the wastewater treatment plant as well. That is my presentation, I believe. Oh, no, I do have one more slide. So sorry. In the last presentation that I made, we discussed kind of shifting funds within the CIP in order to fund the work that we were planning on doing. You will see later in the agenda an emergency declaration requesting 1.5 million in funds to fund the work that we're going to need to be doing at the municipal plant. And this slide is just showing, I revisited the CIP, and in basically postponing the 21-inch trunk main rehabilitation project, there was some funding left for SCADA improvements and some for collection system evaluation. If all of those are postponed, we can free up $2.12 million in the current CIP budget. And I would welcome any questions or comments.
Okay, thank you. We'll start on my left. Maria, any questions for?
No, just thank you for your presentation. It was very, very good.
Of course.
Mr. Funk?
No questions, thank you.
Ms. Sula?
Somebody said earlier, never knew I was gonna know so much about wastewater.
More than you'd ever want to know.
Yeah. Yes, we have to know about stuff like that. I can't really say it's really.
Ms. Worthy? Ms. Worthy? Okay, I have none. You're very thorough.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's just a report, no action is needed. Okay, moving on to the next item, Ms.
We still have to look on it.
Oh, my apologies. You're absolutely, Mr. Funk. We'll open up to the public for anyone wishing to comment on this item, may do so at this time. Nobody's rushing the podium again. I think it's an exciting subject, but I guess not. Marisol, via Zoom, any questions?
No comments via Zoom.
Any questions via email?
No comments via email.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back. And since there's no action required, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Ms. Silva, would you be so kind as to read that? That's an emergency declaration.
Item number 13, consider approval of resolution number 2025-86, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Gonzales declaring an emergency pursuant to section 22050 of the Public Contract Code and sections 3.16.050 and 3.16.085 of the Gonzales City Code authorizing emergency work at the city wastewater treatment facility in an amount not to exceed $1.5 million. Staff report.
Yes, Mayor, City Council members, as you heard the presentation by Megan this evening, there's a lot of work that needs to take place on an emergency basis at the wastewater treatment facility. So staff is asking for you to approve an amount not to exceed $1.5 million in varying work, starting with the filtration system so that we can get our hands around the water quality, and then looking at other issue areas in the plant as well, like aeration and ripping, et cetera. There's machinery, staff time that's going to be taken into account, et cetera. So we are asking for not to exceed amount at this point. We will come back soon to give you an update as how things are progressing and what is working, and if there's any additional needs that we have. But it is imperative that we get our hands around some of those issues now because the water keeps coming and the issues are present. So again, what you have in front of you is an emergency declaration so that we can go ahead and start the work immediately. If approved this evening, we plan to make calls tomorrow and start getting some of those major machines out here as soon as possible. So, questions?
Nope. Any questions for staff?
No.
Okay. I'll go ahead and open this up to the public. Any member of the public wishing to comment on this item may do so at this time. And again, I'm surprised, no rush to the podium. So I will go ahead and ask Marisol, anyone on Zoom wishing to speak on this item?
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you. Any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Thank you. All right, bringing it back to council. There's no further discussion. I think it's pretty straightforward as why this is needed. We needed yesterday, really, but we're doing it today. So do I have a motion
Yes.
for approval?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-86 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Through the chair, I just wanted to note two things. One is that because this is a resolution that will dispense with the typical bidding process that we have and that allocates fundings, has to be approved by a 4/5 majority of the council. So just wanted to put that on the record.
Do you want us to go member by member?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and ask, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, last one is some more expenditures for hauling. Ms. Silva?
Sure. Item number 14 tonight. Consider approval of resolution number 2025-87, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Gonzales to allow the city manager to execute contracts with waste haulers to remove and transport effluent from the Gonzales wastewater treatment facility, ratifying prior hauling expenditures, and establishing a not-to-exceed amount of $300,000 for such services. Staff report.
So once again, this is an item related to the wastewater treatment facility. On November 17th, we were faced with the immediate need to start hauling wastewater out of our plant, our facility, and into the Soledad facility in order to maintain our plant stability. So we had to haul water for about a week or so in order to keep some freeboard so that we can continue to collect the dailies and weeklies effluent. So what you have before you is a staff report to approve the expenditures to date, which were $150,000 that cost us, and an agreement or the ability to enter into agreements with Green Line, AG Pumping, and Mission Portables and Services for future pumping if needed, for a total not to exceed $300,000. Again, this will be only used as a last resort when we need to somehow make room and nothing else is working. It's not ideal, but at times we will have to be able to have this option available to us. Questions?
Questions?
No.
Okay. All right, I'll open it up to the public for public comment. Again, seeing no unrush, says I can't see you, I can't hear you. So, any comments via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Okay, following the procedure, we'll close the public comment period, bring it back for council action. I'll entertain a motion for approval or disapproval, whatever your choice is.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 2025-87 as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is GYC. And I'm sorry, I can't see you folks, so if you're there.
I am here.
The brothers are here.
Richard in Orlando?
Yes.
Fantastic. Welcome on board, gentlemen.
Okay. So the Gonzales Youth Council is already making good progress on constructing their project. The Gonzales Youth Council has decided to make a new food pantry that will take place at the community garden. GYC commissioners and members are split up into 3 teams: the event planning team, the outreach team, and the visual team. The event planning is in charge of planning the event, which includes scheduling, mapping out areas and ideas, and also having partners who are interested in helping us to build a new food pantry. The outreach team is in charge of inviting individuals and families who are interested in attending the event, collaborating with the event planning team by finding organizations who are interested in being involved in the event. Lastly, we have the visual team. The visual team is in charge of finding and contacting local artists or students who are interested in participating in outlining and slash or painting the new food pantry, which includes parts of the event planning team.
Additionally, on December 4th, our commissioners and advisors were able to check in with the community action project's progress, restructure, and establish new steps and precautions for the action project. Also, we were able to be notified of the different dates and upcoming events in the city of Gonzales. These are all the current communication updates. And as for our Gonzales High School updates, from December 8th to the 18th, students of Gonzales High will have the opportunity to participate in the dress up for their final 2 weeks full of school, which includes fuzzy socks, ugly Christmas sweaters, and wearing festive attire. Finals week for Gonzales High begins on Tuesday, December 16th, and will end Thursday, the 18th. Winter break for the Gonzales Unified School District will commence on December 19th and will end on January 12th, 2026. As for our GYC related dates, on December 11th, 2025, the Gonzales Youth Council will have the 6th GYC meeting, or our final meeting of the year 2025, to discuss and share brainstorming ideas for our action project, along with restructuring our steps and course of action. We will also be having a meet and greet with the Public Works worker, Mr. Diaz, to connect with our community project. This is all to report to the Gonzales Youth Council with current actions, planned events, and dates. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it, right? No second report? Just checking.
They're usually a tag team.
Okay. All right, moving on to council committee reports. First one is TAMC, and boy, we are really moving along. So one of the things that TAMC is going to embark upon is being the lead agency for, I think, is something just innovative and we should be very proud of what's happening in Monterey County. So if you're not aware of it, there's an organization called Joby Aviation, and oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the one in Salinas. I apologize.
I can't think of it either.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank right now. But the other one is WISC out of San Benito County. So we will act as the lead agency for potentially some federal funding to come to these organizations to help in their efforts to become a commuter air. And that ties into, hopefully alleviating additional road traffic. That way you could just take an air taxi from here to San Jose. I kind of think that's a great idea. I can't wait for it to be active. And of course, they are all pushing to be essentially ready for the FIFA World Cup. That's their end goal. I think that's really challenging. I know that, FFA, the Federal Aviation Commission, is really giving us some latitude in trying to move these projects along, because it's also one of the pet projects for President Trump. I think he wants to say, yeah, I started air traffic. I helped to get that started. Whatever, I don't care. The next item we talked about is just all the property that TAMC owns and how we lease it. As you may or may not be aware of it, we leased the piece of property to the city of Marina, who in turn subleased it to the handcart. And needless to say, we had a real difficult time in removing the handcart company because somehow they felt they had a right to stay on those tracks. And it took us quite a while, numerous closed sessions to finally figure out something that worked, and we got them off because that, in essence, interfered with the surf project. But they're out, and the surf project is moving forward. Yay, win-win. The last item that I thought was really interesting is the Elkhorn Slough project. We've begun the environmental studies, and for those of you that are not aware of it, the Elkhorn Slough is considered a saltwater marsh sanctuary. And so it's one of the few places on Earth that has this ecosystem. The problem there is that sea level rise is coming up, and they're figuring about 5 feet in sea level rise, which would definitely affect Highway 1 plus the railroad tracks. Right now, and I know this is kind of seems astronomical, but staff has come up with a rough cost to alleviate that by, I'm guessing raising the freeway and the tracks at a cost of about $1 billion. And of course, that's going to be something that's going to have to be with the Santa Cruz County as well as us, because that definitely directly affects Santa Cruz County. If you've never been on Highway 1 on a weekend, the traffic flow on that is just, whew. If there's ever a boo-boo, you can count on being in line there for at least a couple hours. So, but $1 billion is right now the current price tag. And usually the current price tag ends up usually being double that. So where all that money's gonna come from, I'll be long dead by that time that happens. The Mayor Select Committee, we normally meet on the first Friday of the month. This month was moved to the second Friday, so I will be there this coming Friday. So I have nothing to report. I apologize. Next up is the Salinas Valley Recycles.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, December 18th at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. But prior to the regular meeting, the board will meet in closed session at 2 p.m., beginning at 2 p.m. here in the council chambers to finalize the recruitment for the new general manager for the authority. And we will make a decision that night. It is down to 2 individuals. And unfortunately, when we did our first round, they were not all available. It was enough people, but we felt we needed to have more input from the board. We have 9-member board. So on that day, they will finalize it. And approved tonight in our consent agenda was a resolution that we will be presenting to Patrick on his many years of dedicated service, and at the authority. I think he's been there for 18 years. He's been a great partner for the city of Gonzales, and I will present him with that resolution at his upcoming retirement event. And that's all I have.
Okay. Measure K.
I could provide a short update. Applications for the community actions grants were due on the 21st, so subcommittee will get together, review those, and make recommendations to the Measure K committee, which will then come to you all for approval. So the next meeting is pending once that subcommittee goes over the applications and makes their determination.
Great, thank you. Oral communications, we'll start with Ms. Worthy.
All right, I just found out something today at our MST meeting, which was kind of fun. On Friday, which is the 12th of December, the trolley will be in Gonzales. So it's going to be decorated for Christmas, and it will circulate through our community like a bus circulator. So it'll be number 31. So anyone that wants to get on the trolley on Friday, make your reservations now. It'll be fun to see it going through town, I think. So I just found that out.
What time?
It'll be running all day. So, so that's going to be fun. As far as anything else, we won't be seeing you until next year. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that. Please be safe and healthy and all of that for the holiday season. And thank you all for all your support. And we all hope that we can continue doing the best job that we can for you next year. So happy holidays. Thank you.
Excuse me, Lorraine, do they need to call the MST office to make reservations?
No. They just need to, it's like you would take the circulator.
Oh, okay.
So it runs every 30 minutes, I believe. So if you go to the different locations, instead of seeing the small minibus, you'll see the holiday trolley.
So it's just going to be in Gonzales then?
Yeah, on Friday. So it's going all through South County, and we are up on Friday. So that's what I was told.
Great. Thank you. Ms. Silva.
First of all, I want to thank staff for putting on a great program on Saturday, the Holiday Lights event downtown. While it seemed to be a condensed version this year, I think everybody that was there had a great time. Lorraine and I were honored to be able to light the tree. Schedules were kind of switched at the very end, which I think it made more sense to light the tree before Santa sat down and took pictures with the children. And then we had a sing-along, and I think everybody in town was singing the songs, and we even did little, yeah. We got the microphone, Lorraine, myself, and Maria, so we were all part of, like, we looked like the, you know, you didn't get that on video? Reminding everybody that our December senior lunch will be on Thursday, December 18th at 11 a.m. at St. Theodore's Parish Hall. Also, just a reminder that our youth council did mention that school will go into recess December 19th, and we'll go back into session on my birthday, so way to go, kids. And then last but not least, happy holidays, be safe out there.
Thank you, Mr. Funk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, actually, this is more fault for staff regarding Mr. Mascherino's comments tonight regarding, I know they were looking for, you know, traffic abatement or speed bumps or whatnot. So if that's something that we can be brought back to the staff on, you know, as far as updates or whatnot, or what's there. I know he mentioned he received some estimates. I had an opportunity to talk to him previously. I know he had mentioned he got some information and is waiting on the city for some type of action. So
If I could just, can I just let an update on that? We did receive quotes for both of those sites, and we're looking at $50,000. So I'm looking to see if we can identify some grant to do at least one now and then one later. So we are working on it. And yeah, Patrick was good about sending that to him before he left, just so that it's on his radar. But it will.
Makes it extremely difficult when there's two cars coming, because one car has got to stop, and then if they don't stop, then it's going to back up the traffic on to already tight Fifth Street. So I know Mrs. Marcus on the corner probably would not say anything if we painted her corner. She'd probably be happy to see that.
Amen.
And I don't know who on the other corner lives there, but I believe that's a rental unit. And again, it's folks that don't have enough parking at the apartments that are under the water tower and across the street that are parking there. I know that on the other corner, there's folks that even put their trash cans out to try to alleviate that. But with the safe routes to school, I think he had a very valid point that if it's not on that to-do list, if staff could look at painting those corners. He says, well, I got a big truck and last time I had to make them back up because I couldn't back up because all of Fifth Street was full. So they were kind enough to back up and I could get my truck through. So, if we could look at that, I would appreciate it before we have an accident. And of course, once you start blocking that one street, there's still kids that are trying to flow across and they don't care if the truck's in the middle of the intersection, they're still going around and they're doing this as they're going. And that's a scary thought. The last comment I had, and I'm not sure what we can do about it, because I think it's kind of, I know the mayor's kind of put a message out there on the new electric scooters that are out there. I don't know about you guys, but man, I had the willies scared out of me. I can't see to begin with. And somebody goes, what was that? And it was somebody on a scooter, no helmet, but man, can those things fly? I was shocked, to be honest with you, that they move so quickly. I'm not sure there's anything we can do about that, but they were on sidewalk with the scooter. They, like I said, I was coming from the post office and they were zooming down. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not the only one that certainly and heard it. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
But-
through the mayor, maybe you want to add some of the efforts that the other cities, along with, we're talking about doing regarding the pedestrian and vehicle safety, and includes scooters. The press release that everybody's signing on to.
Well, I'm not sure. Mayor Donahue was supposed to do that press release, and I don't know if he's done it yet, because I certainly haven't heard anything about it. I would have thought I would at least have heard it on KSPW.
I'm surprised you haven't heard about it either, but they were going to reach out. So what we're referring to is Mayor Donahue and the other local
County
cities, South County cities want to partner in kind of just spreading awareness and a message out there regarding just pedestrian safety, vehicle safety, and scooter bike, electric bike safety, et cetera, because obviously, as you are aware, probably as Salinas has had a lot of vehicle pedestrian issues.
Well, they
and-
actually had 2 fatalities on the headway
Again.
yesterday.
Yeah, and we've seen our fair share as well, and so have the rest of the South County communities. And so they wanted to do a joint voice, a statement to go out to the media, encouraging folks to be cautious, but also to pedestrians be more careful, et cetera. So you'll be seeing more of that as it comes to fruition.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's really the kids on those scooters, because like Ms. Orozco said, they don't stop at stop signs, they just blow right through them. And the other part is they're not even wearing a helmet. I'm thinking, you're going that fast? Okay. Nothing much more I can do about that. Okay, city manager's report.
Yeah, real brief. I just have a few things too. I also want to thank staff for putting on a great holiday lights event this year. Once again, had really good comments from folks and people enjoyed themselves. I also want to make sure we wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and save the date for January 10th, which is our grand opening of the community center. So if it's not on your calendar, make sure it is 10 o'clock Saturday morning at the community center site. And then we'll also have some other exciting groundbreaking happening, hopefully by end of January with the new billboard. So all that will be forthcoming early next year, but make sure you mark your calendars for January 10th, 10 o'clock.
Well, thank you for reminding me, because you mentioned January 10th, and I thought about what the consulate from Mexican consulate commented. He called today and wanted to know if we could have a day here in Gonzales, and he wants to do it this Saturday, and Carmen's looking into that. But it's interesting because he wanted to do it January 10th, and it's funny because several of my neighbors actually made the trip up to San Jose because they couldn't make the King City one, and so now I feel bad for them because they made the trip, but now they're coming down here. And as he said, I kind of started thinking about that, and I said, I probably should have my staff down there before people leave to Mexico, because January 10th, they're already there or they're coming back. So I said, yeah, that makes good sense. Come on down. So anyway, this coming Saturday, the 13th?
Yeah.
Yes, my brother's birthday. They'll be here in these chambers, taking care of business. So they're here in these chambers.
Yes. And as we confirmed, because I did have 2 random calls from Mexico today, and I said, who the heck is calling me from Mexico? And I've been in meetings all day, but I did receive a text, though, after he connected with you. They want to use the facilities this Saturday. I'll get more information in terms of time and if appointments are needed or not. I'm supposed to connect with them tomorrow, and we'll shoot you more information once I have it.
All right. We did have a closed session, but we've decided that we're going to go ahead and move that to January's first meeting. So if there's nothing else that anyone wants to bring up, anybody else from staff have a burning desire to?
The date of that, the January 12th.
January 12th meeting, yes, the good Lord willing. All right, if there's no other concerns or comments, then I'll go ahead and entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
Anybody?